Good morning, warriors. I'm literally just rolled out of bed and Spirit's like, go make a video. That's how it works, just in case anybody was asking, is I don't think these things up. I just get slammed with a topic and told to go do it. So I'm told to go do it right now. So hello, welcome everybody. I am B. This is the You movement, and this is kind of a continuation, sort of, not really, of yesterday's video. I was a little bit trepidatious yesterday with yesterday's video because it was going into an area of kind of future, which I don't normally do, and but I do get visions all the time. So I was talking yesterday about the division because of things that Spirit has shown me over the last 4 years, and because it was coming up in the collective. So I wanted to sort of continue on that and then deviate back, do a U-turn, okay? Because I don't want us to get too carried away on, what might happen or in the future, what the future is going to look like. We're not going to focus there. That's not where our focus should be. So it isn't. And I wanted to talk in today's video about the difference between power and control. Now, as a recovered, I want to control the universe kind of personality, because I did. Listen, my life was shit. And I thought I could do this a lot better than God. I really did. I'm going to own it. Us control freaks have our own little micro club. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I would look at people as a truth teller from the time I was born, and I could see the truth. I was completely confused at why people were behaving the way that they were behaving and why the world was the way the world was. It made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever because I had all the answers. If you just stopped being mean, then we could have a normal, healthy mother-daughter relationship. Just stop being mean. Why won't you stop being mean? That's the solution. I know the solution. Do it. Stop being mean. I'm telling you how to make our relationship better by stop being mean. It didn't work very well. Same with my marriage. I was constantly in a fix-it mode because I could see that there was this trajectory that was like leading us like this and all these like upsets. I was constantly trying to fix it. I was constantly trying to fix it through, reading books on codependency and saying, look, this is what you do and this is what I do. And so we need to fix this and let's go to counseling and let's, maybe since my words aren't helping you fix you, let's go to counseling and maybe they'll help you fix you, because if you fix you, then we could get along great and we could have a great marriage. So why aren't you doing that? And if this business just reorganized these ways, these protocols, these systems, it would be far more efficient. It'd be way more efficient. You would waste time. Less time wasted is less time paid for employees, which is less money spent. Isn't your overhead your most important thing? So just listen to me. I have all the answers. Let me control the universe. It's like these little buttons. We're like, beep, beep, beep. I'll just control because I can see a better way of doing it. It's not a gift. It was not a gift. It was really relatively a curse because in having vision, in seeing that something was amiss, it caused a lot of disruption in me when people didn't listen to me. Absolutely, because I always saw the problem and I saw the way that the problem could be solved, but I lacked the power to do anything about it. Although my ego didn't seem to know that, didn't seem to have the message that it was outside of my control. Outside of my control. And when you try to control something that is outside of your control, then you create an energy of disharmony within what you do have some control over. So at job placements, I was very, very stressed out in certain places that just made no sense to me whatsoever. And in relationship, I was very stressed out because people weren't showing up the way that I knew if they showed up, then it would be better, and if I could just heal everybody's problems, then it could all be better. And I'm going to try to take responsibility for the entire universe. I alone am going to get rid of wars. I alone am going to change the political structure. I can't do that. It is outside of my control. So on this awakening path, more and more it's about letting go. And I hate the term letting go because it's not like you can say to somebody, well, just open all your fingers and turn your hand upside down and let it fall out. That's how you let go. No. Letting go is a very difficult process, especially if you've been trying to be in control of everything and micromanage your life, everyone else's lives, and everything, which is very much an empath kind of thing to do. So us super empaths, we can read the energy. We've got these supersonic skill sets to read the energy, to use our clairsentient to identify the problem. And we've been trying to help, but you see, there's a problem there, and that's a lack of boundary. And that boundary, learning boundaries, is about learning what's in my control and what's outside of my control. And that's very difficult because for our very survival as children, we weren't allowed to have boundary, and we needed to use these skills to read the room and read the people so that we could alter ourselves and we could become the solution to somebody else's problem. We could become quieter. We could become less seen. We could become more just demure and silent. We could catch the eye and go, oh shit, I better go get the vacuum now and clean up because I just got the signal. We could get all the messages that we needed to get without these boundaries, and then we went out into the world completely unprepared because we had no boundaries and we overstepped our power. Then we would drain our power and we would get burnt out and sick. Okay, because we'd be absorbing everybody else's everything, and we'd want to control and fix everything, and we couldn't, and we were working and we were busy and we were okay, I know all about it. You've seen many times my before photos of a very fat, overused system. So I liken myself to be like a dehumidifier system. And if you don't empty the dehumidifier, it stops functioning, right? You have to take that bottom thing out and empty it every so often. We empty through our emotions. But we weren't having emotions and letting ourselves emotions. No. We were blocking those, repressing those, smoking those, drinking those, eating those, dating those, porning those, gaming those, going to the gymming those. We were doing everything in our power to stop the process of the emptying of our humidifier. So taking in energies, transmuting the energies through emotions, feeling them, releasing them, and letting them go, which is the consequence of the process. It's not something we consciously do, I'm going to let this go. No. So on our awakening, we are challenged because we've got a full bucket in our dehumidifier, and now the dehumidifier that's been trying to bring in more to process through is fat, and has got inflammation, and has got disease, and has got disorders, and it's a mess. Okay, we're a mess. That's what happens to an empath when an empath doesn't have boundaries and tries to control the universe. So on our awakening, we are quickly put into isolation. for a reason, so that we stop getting more stuff that we need to like notice what's wrong, notice what's needs healing, and notice what's fixed, and we can focus the fixing mind onto ourselves. Okay, onto ourselves. So that's why we're put into hermit mode. All the dysfunctional relationships that have made us sick, disordered, and fat get pushed away. Okay, they get taken away from us. God has picked us up, put us into isolation, into our penalty box, and said, no more for you. And in that penalty box, it says, no more politics for you, no more scary movies for you, no more like constant bombardment with extra information. Silence. We learn, because we can't cope. We cannot cope. Like, it got to a point where, like, I used to watch and love murder mysteries. Like, that was my relaxation time, because my nervous system was so wired that murder mysteries seemed calm. Like, when you actually give that some thought of like, well, geez, if that's calming to a stressed out nervous system, what is calming to a calm nervous system is not murder mysteries. It's sacred music. It's meditation. It's silence. It's yin yoga. That's what a recovering nervous system needs, is peace. So on this quest for peace and healing and doing the work and going within, all of the things we do have control over on our healing journey. So what do I have control over? I have control over my breath. I have control over my emotions, in that I can allow them to come out in a safe environment that I'm in now and help myself process through them. I don't mean control over the emotions as in shove them away. I'm not going to have you. The opposite. Allowing our emotions is the control I do have. It's putting the switch. It's emptying the dehumidifier and resetting the button and saying it's okay to process. I'm giving myself the green light to process through my emotions. Do I have control over my thoughts? To be honest with you, not really. I would love to say I have full and complete control over my thoughts, but that's the mission. Okay, so that's the mission. There's a lot of teachers out there that are all about, just change your thinking. Just change your thinking. Go on, just change it. If you have trauma, okay, you have trauma mind, then you have hypervigilance, and the mind is constantly going because it was programmed to do it. And it's not something you can just change, but it is something you can work on changing. Okay, so work on changing through different tools and techniques that you can use to help yourself control this thing, because this thing is out of control. It's literally, it's run amok. It's a computer system that has just absolutely run amok and is running its own programs now, and you're pressing buttons and you're not getting any like thing happening on your screen because it's like spinning, you know, when the little spinning thing happens and it's like It's like, I need to do like a hard restart to get this computer because it's in froze. Okay, the mind is frozen doing processing, and so the mind we need to learn how to control. And that's also not going to be through brute strength and like, I'm going to control my mind. No, it's through gentleness and love and redirection and repracticing and forming new neural pathways. So when we have paranoid thoughts, we can be reassuring. We give the counter energy to the paranoid thoughts that it's okay. Everything is actually okay. You are safe in the moment. Yeah, but the leaders of the free world are doing this, that, and the other, and I need to build a bunker, and I need to go out and buy 500 rolls of toilet paper, and it's okay. You have plenty of toilet paper. You do not need more toilet paper. We do not need to rush to the store to buy more toilet paper. You are okay. Everything is okay. Yeah, but my brother is doing this, and my cousin is doing that, and my mother is doing this, and my father is doing that, and it's okay. It's okay. They are not here now, okay? I'm going to create space and distance from energies that are giving me conflict, and I'm going to soothe the inner child. There. I know what happened to you was not fair. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I am so sorry they were mean to you. I am so sorry. I can't even begin to express to you how many days I have spent the entire day, saying to myself on constant repeat, I am so sorry that happened to you. I am so sorry that happened to you. On repeat. I've made audio recordings so I could hear it while I was sleeping, because a lot of shitty things happened to me and nobody was showing up and being compassionate to me. So I needed to do it for myself because I did have control over that. So in pre-programming the mind, we tell ourselves what we always wanted somebody else to say. What did you want your mother to say to you when you were young but didn't hear? Was it, I'm proud of you, I love you, you're a good girl? Then you say that to yourself. What was it that you wanted your partner to say to you? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Please forgive me. Then you do that to yourself. You give yourself what you wanted from somebody else but didn't get, because you don't get to control other people. They are on the outside. You only get to control the inside, okay? And that's one of the practices that we do. Meditation is something that we can control. We learn to control our breath. And now I'm going to keep raving about how amazing my meditation was with Craig Holiday the other day. And one of the things, and it just came to me, I love nature. Nature has most solutions within it. And when we look to nature to the solution, and oftentimes we find it, we go and we sit down by the water and we watch the water and we go, okay, everything's in transition at this river. I'm to learn to be in transition. That's what this river is teaching me. I'm to learn to be in flow. So in my own breath work, he was talking about belly breathing, and the visualization that came to me was a frog. Now, I don't know if you ever went frog catching when you were a kid. It was one of my favorite activities to do. And frogs, when they breathe, their entire system breathes, okay? It's not just a like up here breath. It's their entire system, from their neck, from their chin, all the way down to their belly is a full breath that comes in and out. The air comes in and fills them fully up and closes them. So as I was doing my meditation yesterday, or the day before, I was like, I am a frog. I am going to learn, I'm going to embody the lessons of the frog, and I'm going to use that. So I'm going to call it frog breath. Lots of other people are inventing other breaths. Let's invent frog breath. And so I was allowing oxygen to come fully in, fully up, fully, like all the way up, like a frog. And so it was very slow and it was very full. And in so doing, of doing my frog breath, my mind was mindful of my breath. And so this is a true mindful practice. And I've been doing mindfulness practices for, 10 or so years, but this was game changing. So it was, because I was so focused on all of the breath, not just part of the breath and not just belly breath, which is what I used to do, was just focus primarily on belly breath and expanding the dantian, the area just underneath the belly button, and focus there. No, this required even more focus, even more of my brain's attention to focus on the full breath, the full expression of the breath, like a frog, and then full expression out, that it stimulated and got my mind into a place of bliss. The mind was silent. So in a sense, I did control my mind. I was able to control my mind. And this is a practice. This is a practice. Controlling our mind is a practice. And it's got to be a practice that's 24/7 until we grasp it, until we get it, and I'm not saying we're going to not ever have thoughts. But what it is learning to be an observer all the time so that when we do have thoughts, those thoughts don't take us over. Okay, they don't consume us. We're like, oh, look, I'm having a paranoid thought again. I am thinking that demons are after me and there's nobody around and I'm actually safe in my room. I am having a mental thought, and this mental thought is attracting in more darkness and more energy. So I'm going to step back from this thought, and I am going to just observe this thought and do what I can do to get back into the body, get back into my body, get back into my nervous system so that these thoughts can float by like clouds. This is a thought, this too shall pass, this is transitory, it's not going to be here for long, it's only a thought. I'm having a thought that so-and-so hates me. I'm having a thought that I'm a failure. I'm observing myself having a thought that I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm paranoid and panicked about the future. Oh, look at there's a panic thought. There's a panic thought. Okay, what can I do in the panic thought? I can observe that I'm having a panic thought. I can reassure my body and my nervous system that that's not now. Okay, so that brings me to the next thing we can't control is time. Okay, so those are the things we can control. We can't control spirit either. You know, we can ask for help, but we can't control God. Right? So this is what we have control over. We have control over our body, what we do with our body. We have control over our emotions in allowing them. Okay? I'm using my free will to allow myself to have my emotions. And I have control over my mental realm in that I can create distance from my thoughts and not believe every single thought that comes in, because not every thought that comes in is truth. It's far from it. A lot of them are bullshit, okay? A lot of the thoughts that you have are so full of shit, it's not even funny, you know? Yes, some of them are actual real thoughts, but there's a ghost in the computer, and it's feeding thoughts upon thoughts upon thoughts, and one thought feeds another thought, and then some thoughts are other people's thoughts, and maybe you're having telepathic thoughts, and maybe you're having a collective thought, and you're pulling out of the collective consciousness another thought of like fear. Oh my God, I need to be afraid. I need to build that bunker, you know? And so don't feed those thoughts. So also in helping us with our thoughts is detaching from things that is going to feed thoughts that are fearful thoughts. You know, that's an act of control. An act of control is turning off the television and turning off the news, because then it's no different than your body, right? You're feeding your body nutritious food, I hope. You're feeding your body nutritious food, not feeding it sugar, right? Because if you feed it sugar, you're feeding it you're feeding it foods that are going to cause inflammation in your body. Well, if you feed your body fear, your mind fear, you're going to cause inflammation in your thoughts. Okay? So fear is kind of like feeding your mind sugar. So when you feed yourself things like news, or you're deep diving on YouTube into 1,000,001 conspiracy theories, and you're debating, you know, the end of the world and this, that, and the other, your thoughts, and you're maybe feeding your thoughts brain candy. Maybe that's what you're doing, and you're watching, you know, the Real Housewives of Timbuktu, and they're all arguing, and they're all gossiping, and they're all participating in ridiculous behavior, and that's like feeding your brain bubble gum. That's what it's feeding your brain. That's not helping your brain either. Or maybe I'm going to focus on celebrity, or on, which is also gossip. So bubble gum for the brain. So we have control over what we feed our brain by not reading, you know, conspiracy shit, by turning off the news, by not watching murder mysteries and feeding it like fear and suspense, and even the music, dun dun dun, like but your nervous system's like and instead maybe feed it, some child movies. If you want to watch a movie, something gentle, something loving, something kind, loving thoughts. So basically, we are learning in the sphere of control to love the fuck out of ourselves. That's what we do have control over. Now, what do we not have control over? We don't have control over people. I would love to have had control over people. If I had had control over people, I would have prevented this person's addiction. That was very difficult for me because I kept giving them solutions and they kept not doing it. And I was getting more and more frustrated and more anxious and more caught up in their drama because they couldn't control themselves. I wanted to control them for them and take accountability and responsibility for them. And in so doing, I was making myself sicker, right? I was also enabling their behavior because I wasn't letting them figure their behavior out for themselves. Okay. So unfortunately, when it comes to people, whether they have addictions, personality issues like disorders, if they have conscious cruelty as a program that's running that you want to fix, if you just stopped being cruel, if you just stopped raging, if you just stopped, then I'm trying to help you. You can't help them either. Can't fix them, change them. No, can't do any of those things. And maybe this person over here, if you just explain to them a little bit more, maybe write a 5-page essay explaining to him a little bit more why you deserve more attention, why you deserve more care, why, you need them to show up for them because they keep abandoning you. None of those people you can control. 0 people you can control. And the more you try to control, the more you allow your nervous system and your dehumidifier to get full up with energies that aren't even yours to process. You're now processing other people's shit for them. That's what enabling is. So energetically, you're trying to take everything that off their shoulders and solve all their life's problems for them. And in so doing, you are robbing them. You are a thief. You are robbing them. You're taking in all their energy. You are robbing them of their opportunity to hit rock bottom and to learn their lessons and pay their karmic fees. You don't want to take on somebody else's karma. You got enough of your own. Okay, you've got enough of your own that you've dealt with in this lifetime. So hell's to the no on taking on other people's, which is why in this awakening, we become isolated from people so that we stop doing this bad habit. It's a very, very bad habit. It's a codependent habit. It's a no-no. It's a no-no in the laws of the world. Okay, so first law of angels is you need to be asked. Were you asked? Were you asked to heal their addictions? Were you asked to solve all their problems? Were you asked to try to change their personality? Were you asked to try to convince them to love you? No, you weren't asked. So you're not allowed. That's naughty that you're breaking the law of free will. They have a free will to make all of their mistakes the hard way. Okay, they get to learn their lessons the hard way. And it's so painful to sit back and watch somebody make mistakes that they're gonna make. But their soul is come down here to learn how to live and make mistakes and learn life lessons. So their soul might be younger than your soul. Your soul might be a really old soul, like my soul, that's damn tired because it's learned all these lessons already. And so it already knows what not to do because you've done it the hard way. So your soul got the chance to learn the lessons. Now stand back and let their soul learn their lessons. Let them learn their lessons because they need to learn their lessons so that their soul can reach their own conscious evolution and their soul can know as much as your soul does. So that's how their soul is going to learn, is experientially, just like you learned experientially in this life or previous lives before this life. So we can't control people. Oh, okay. That's why we go into isolation, to learn how to control ourselves and not control other people. We cannot control time. Oh, fuck. How I would love to have controlled time. If I could have controlled time, I would have sped things up much faster. I would not have had an awakening that lasted this many years. I would not be still going through nervous system reset. I would have fixed that by now. I would have been all successful and all in divine union and all in everything. But the problem is time is what is required to process through things in divine time. Okay, and divine time is slower than island time. You know, when you go down to Jamaica and they're like, it's island time, man. We do things a little slower around here. There's a terrible Jamaican accent, but you get the drift, okay? And then we have angelic time and God time, which is like, it's God time. Okay, God's time is slow. It's slow. It's slow. And it's slow and irritating to your high old soul self that wants to get things done like this, you know? It's slow, okay? So the sooner you just come to a place of acceptance that time is what we are being given this year, okay? So last year was the year of death to me. This year is the year of horse, okay? We're moving into a new year. And this year is about giving ourselves time. Giving ourselves time, which is why my new theory of life is just be alive. That's it. That's your only goal. I'm taking all other goals, expectations, needs, desires off the table and just be alive. Every single day, we're just going to be alive, because in learning to just be alive, resetting the goal as, did I stay alive today? That's it. Did I stay alive today? What we're actually learning, like in nature, because a bird's not flying around going, oh, geez, I need to plan for my retirement and my 401k and this, that, and the other. No, it's here now. It's in presence. So the gift of time, and time slows down during the void on your awakening. It slows completely down. You're in Groundhog Day over and over and over. And that's to teach you don't control time. You do not. It's also to teach you to be here now, to accept what is, to be in presence, to use this time that you do have control over, is how you use the time, to use this time effectively for what? For your healing, to do what you can have control over. Use your time on activities you do have control over. Use your time for breath work, breathing like a frog for your meditation. Try it, report back. Use your time to do yoga. Please heal that body. Heal the body. Use your time to eat your nutritious foods. Use your time, if you have a job, for going and doing your job and calling that your karma yoga and doing what you need to do in this present moment in time. This job is part of my soul's mission, and so I'm going to do this job to the best of my ability. I'm going to wash these dishes to the best of my ability. I'm going to do whatever I need to do in the moment and not worry about tomorrow, next week, next year, next decade. Okay? I'm not going to worry about or spend too much time fantasizing about, and this is, I suppose, my warning from yesterday's video, is don't get all caught up in fantasizing about what life would be like as a unit. You're not a unit, right? You're not going to be a unit until you master time, okay? Until you master the use of your own time, which is to heal yourself. That's what the gift of time is right now for those of us that are in the void, is to heal the body. We do have control over our body. That's our vehicle. That's our most important thing, is our body. And within our body is our emotions, and within our bodies is our thoughts. Although they're not really in us, they're like kind of around us sometimes. It feels like being sucked out by dementors and attacked by so that's what we have control over. That's what we need to master. So we are mastering body school, emotion school, and mind school in this encasement of time that God has given. Here is your time to heal you. What else do we have control or don't have control over? We don't have control over politics. Okay. So while I was mentioning not to feed our mind all the time, use the time and feed our mind the sugar, okay, the high fructose sugar, which is politics for the brain, we don't actually have control over any of that right now. We do not, okay? So I want you to understand when I said yesterday about being power couples and, fixing the world, that these steps need to be followed. Fix yourself, heal yourself. Love yourself. That is the answer. Love the fuck out of yourself. Love the fuck out of yourself. Because without doing that, you can't do the next thing. Okay, so balancing within yourself, feminine and masculine energies in balance within yourself, mastery of self. It needs to be that. Then you magnetize in relationships that reflect a healed version of yourself. Then you get your power couple. Then you get what is a unit that is magnetic as well as electric, masculine and feminine. The feminine magnetizes in and the masculine is electric. Okay, so you have a container that is electric. It's like a cell that's just like, but you're not going to have any of this. This is not going to exist for you if you don't heal, if you don't do the healing work. And this is where we are now, in the time we are now. This is what we're supposed to be doing, is healing self. Because if you don't heal yourself, you're going to magnetize in a broken system. Because you're going to still be broken, so they're going to still be broken. Okay? You can't, law of attraction. Okay? Law of correspondence. You cannot attract in a healed mate that's going to take care of you until you've taken care of you. Until you've healed all of the stuff, cried all of the tears, released all of the anger, healed all of the trauma, done all of the work. Oh my God, it's exhausting. Yes, it is exhausting. But that's why we've been given this gift that feels like a curse called time, which is now heal thyself. And then divine union. And then, even divine union comes in layers, right? So divine union is first union with your soul self. If you can say to me right here, right now, B, I'm 100% my soul self. Why don't I not have union? Then I'd answer, you're clearly not 100% your soul self because you're asking the question. Ouch, that one hurt, right? So I'm not in my 100% my soul self. It's like, the more I've cleared out of my ego self, the more of my soul self has come in. But I don't know, maybe I'm like 78, 85, I don't know, somewhere in and around there, fully loaded in soul self. I do as my soul self tells me, but I'm still like wobbling, especially in mind school, with like moments of fear of the unknown and fear of that. If I'm having fear, then I'm not 100% of my soul self. I'm still in my ego self. Which, because fear is an energy that resonates with the egoic self, it doesn't resonate with the soul self. So soul self is like blind faith. It's all going to work out. I'm at peace. I'm okay. Everything's good. Are you like that? I'm not like that. I'm still like a neurotic mess because of all the crap that those people did to me, right? So I got to do my own healing work so that I can be 100% full soul self. I'm 100% who I was supposed to be. Not earlier versions of me pretending to be like the cool chick with my pink hair. Hey, I liked my pink hair for a while. It was fun. It was part of my soul's like growth that I needed to like have the opportunity to like wear my mohawk. I loved my mohawk when I had my mohawk, So I needed to go through those phases of integrating self and living out the fantasies of my inner child and to take the time to like grow up exponentially spiritually mature at like this rate. So even though it's felt like it's forever, really, I just squeezed 50 years into 6, of growing myself up in 6 years so that I could become 53. Now I'm like, oh, wow, I'm 53. That's kind of cool. I actually am feeling like a grown-up. For most of my awakening, I was like, I feel like a 2-year-old. I feel like a 6-year-old. I feel like an 18-year-old. I feel like a 20-year-old. I feel like a... So, like, we're maturing, and as we're maturing, that's like our soul getting into alignment with us, fully embodying us, becoming fully embodied by soul self. Once I'm at 100%, then I can look for divine partnership. And actually, I'm not really going to look for it because I know that it's divinely orchestrated. So like, it'll show up. It's going to show up when God wants it to. I'm not going to waste my time on apps because I can guarantee your soul's version of you, of your divine partner, is not on any app. Okay? It's not God's app. It is not God's app. It's ego's app. So stop looking for partnership in ego's app. If you want soul partnership, if you want divine partnership, if you want sacred union, it's not going to be on any app. That's not where you're going to find it. You're not going to find it in a bar. Okay, you're certainly not going to find it in a bar. And why are you in a bar still? You shouldn't be in a bar. You should not be drinking anymore because your soul self has said no more alcohol, And that's the thing, is all the egoic pursuits have to get dumped out. All the healing that is required to bring you into 100% soul self so that you can attract in somebody that is 100% soul self so that you can come together, click into place from a soul self place. It takes time to heal so that you are magnetizing. Okay, you're not looking, you're magnetizing in divine partnership. And divine partnership, God will say, okay, they're 100% soul self. They're ready for their 100% soul self counterpart. So the more I work on me, the closer that gets me to finding, partnership down the road. I don't want to be a hermit for the rest of my life. Like, I accept the fact that I'm supposed to be a monk right now, and that's fine. Because I'm accepting what is. I'm accepting the gift that is time, that is God has given me to heal, right? Thank you, God. Although I've been like, if I just work harder, if I just work faster, if I just go, you've seen me going like this. Yes, running as fast as I can and getting absolutely nowhere except for burnout and exhaustion. And so now I understand the gift of time is to accept the present moment as it is and just be alive. Just be alive. I'm going to just be alive today, and I'm going to just be alive tomorrow. And each day that I am just alive, success, success, success. Okay? So don't worry about taking over the world and dealing with politics, because another thing, so we have to get ourselves into full alignment with soul, get into alignment with divinity, get into union with God, which is the next step. The next process on there is like trusting and having faith with God, getting into alignment with soul tribe, because as I said, daisy chaining these power cells together is all part of this. And then so when we are all of us in divine union, then we will be able to make impact in the outer world. And when we are able to make impact out of the outer world, it's not going to be like it was. It's not like we're going to show up at protests. And I've done that. Listen, I spent many a year, Occupy, woo, all on the protest. It's not through force. It's not through control, because we're learning the lesson to let go of control. It's not through overpowering that we will alter the reality of the world that we live in. No. It's through the process that we've just learned, the process of love. It's through the process of love. It's through the process of detachment. That's what these lessons are teaching us. They're teaching us to detach from anything that's not love. So the most radical act of protest that you can do is to love the fuck out of yourself, is to love yourself so much that you're feeding yourself food and you're detaching from unhealthy foods to feed your body. You're just not buying them anymore. You're voting with your money by what you buy. When you don't buy the M&Ms and a million people don't buy M&Ms, what happens to the company that makes M&Ms? They either make a new M&M without sugar to give the peoples what they want. So innovation, okay? So they either innovate or die. You force the outside influences to evolve or die when you evolve. When you evolve. Our evolution causes a rippling effect, not by force, not by writing letters, not by demanding they change their recipe, not by like thousands of people showing up at the factory going, we demand a xylitol-based M&M. That's not how it's going to happen. It's going to happen because they're going to look at their bottom line and go, what the hell is happening with our sales? And then they're going to see that everybody's buying Pure gum and that Pure sales have gone up because Pure is made with xylitol. And people are going to be like, well, man, we need to make some xylitol chocolates. Anybody got a recipe for xylitol chocolates? And then they're going to adapt, okay? And already you're seeing in grocery stores adaptations. That's going to happen in every other way as well, is as we change, as we unplug from toxic people, places, things, that leaves a void. And within the void, that leaves evolve or die. It means that things will change. Now, Jesus, all you Jesus people out there, not the ones that pretend that they're Jesus people, but the ones that are actually Jesus people following Jesus's teachings. He was teaching us how to love. So if you're feeling anything other than love, you're feeling anger, you're feeling frustration, then you need to go love on your anger and love on your frustration so that can come out of you. So you're back 100% in your soul self. And then you can show up into the world with love and understand, again, it's not going to be through protest or force or war or any kind of screaming at anyone, anything. That's not how people learn. People do not learn by lectured. Did you learn by lecture or did you learn by experience? Did you learn by paying your karmic debt? Did you learn by experiencing the emotions that you need to experience? So again, we detach from things. We work on ourselves because that's what we do have control over. We raise our own embodiment of soul. We draw in, magnetize in them. We don't look for, where my soul family? Where's my this? Where's my that? We don't look. We magnetize it in when we do the work that we need to do for ourselves. We magnetize it in. We magnetize in divine partnership. We magnetize in union with God. We magnetize in all of these things. And then we become an empowered cell of love, love. And we say, I need to do something for humanity. I need to show up and do YouTube videos. I need to you'll be like I have to do it. I don't do it because I'm like, oh, I need my algorithms. I don't give a shit about that. Okay. I really don't. I've long given up. I don't care about thumbnails. I don't care about I don't care, okay? My soul says get in front of a camera, make your videos, upload them, and move on with your life. And that's what I'm doing. I don't have a crew. I'm not making huge money out of it. I was so incredibly grateful for those donations I got over the Christmas. Wow. And seriously, very impressed. I am very grateful for every single donation that comes my way. And, I'm not about my ego needs to like this, my ego needs that. No, that's not what this is about. When you are in soul's mission, when you are in purpose, you will be motivated to do something that you have to do. You just have to. It's like breathing. It's like eating an apple. You just have to eat it for nutrition because like, so you will be motivated to do things. And as you are motivated to do the things that your soul needs you to do, it's going to reverberate out energies, love energies out into the like huge collective, which is going to have influence, which means certain systems can no longer function. They can no longer function. It will not be through overpowering that we change the world. It will be through inner powering. I like that. It'll be through inner powering that it causes a reverberation affecting those around us. So when we pull within and do the healing work within, it causes things to change in our outer environment. So as long as there is war and things like that, it's because there are as many people still walking around not with healed systems. So we've got, I don't know how many years, decades, hundreds. I have no idea how, because it's above my pay grade, how long it is going to take for us to see and step fully into the age of Aquarius. I'm going to guess that it's going to take a good long while. It's not like going to happen overnight. So like if anybody's like thinking like tomorrow is going to be the collapse of the political structure and we're all of a sudden going to like build new shit, it's not going to work like that. It can't work like that because that would be absolute like anarchy. And we're actually already kind of are in anarchy because the systems are cracking and there is a little crumble because people are at least in observance now and not buying the bullshit anymore, right? So if you're not buying the bullshit, whether it be M&Ms or a politician's lies, then what it's happening is you're stepping back out of the system and going, okay, something smells off here, and I'm not believing what you're selling, and I'm not buying what you're selling, so I'm going to love the fuck out of myself, and I'm going to do things differently for me. My radical act of rebellion is going to be to heal my body. It's going to be to allow myself to cry despite all you people telling me that I'm disordered. That's not a disorder. Crying is a human emotion that is necessary to empty that tank. So despite what my family says, what my society says, despite what politicians say, I am going to take this time that I have been given every single day. I'm given a new day, and I'm going to do exactly the opposite of what I've been told to do. So I'm going to feed my body nutritiously functional foods, despite what the food pyramid has told me or anybody else has told me. I know when I eat this particular food that's got a nice picture of a farm on it that says nature's grain, that it's not actually healthy for me. I'm going to stop eating the inflammatory foods, right? Stop eating the wheat, especially if you're in North America. It's not the same. Okay, stop eating the dairy. It's inflammatory. Stop eating the refined sugars. Stop eating peanuts. Stop eating seed oils. Although there's a debate around that, so I don't know. Maybe seed oils aren't a problem, maybe they are. But the best way to figure it out is to go without for a period of time and then try it and see how your body reacts to it. Your body will let you know. Your body will let you know, especially if you're neurodivergent. You shouldn't be eating inflammatory foods. You shouldn't be eating food coloring. You shouldn't be eating preservatives. You should definitely not be eating sugar. Okay? So that's one way that is a radical act of rebellion to the world and saying, screw you. I know what you say, and I know all your advertising ploys. Everything's an advertisement now, right? So everybody's advertising something. And it's up to us to use our discernment to say, whatever you're advertising, I'm not buying because I'm going to evolve or I'm going to die. If I keep eating this anti-inflammatory food, I'm going to keep having these migraines, these sinus issues, this rheumatoid arthritis, this diabetes, this fibromyalgia, this weight. I'm going to keep having this inflammation in my body if I keep doing the same thing, because doing the same thing over and over and over again is not going to get me different results. So I'm not going to buy your bullshit that you're advertising to me saying that this is healthy when it's not healthy. And I'm not going to buy your pharmaceuticals that you say they're going to fix my problems. They don't. Because they're not meant to fix my problems. They're meant to dull my problems so that my problems become livable. I'm not going to buy into whatever other bullshit that you're telling me. I'm going to take care of my body. And I'm not going to buy your labeling me and saying that there's something wrong with me and putting labels and names and disorders and stigmatize me because I'm grieving. Or because I'm feeling emotions, or because I'm angry and I have rightful rage because I was done things violated. My body was violated and I have trauma. And I'm going to love the fuck out of my inner child that was traumatized. And you're going to call me names for that? You got issues. I don't got issues. That's the very point of it, is I'm dealing with my issues. And the very fact that you're pointing at me tells me you're not dealing with your issues. So I'm going to create a divide. I'm going to create a divide between myself and those people, and my radical act of rebellion is to take care of my emotions so that I can heal. I'm going to do a radical act of rebellion and not buy into the indoctrination. The indoctrination says fear, 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 our whole lives. Fear, fear. No, I'm going to say it's okay. I'm going to go sit by a tree and spend time sitting by a tree and breathe like a frog. And go, breathe, breathe, a little bit slower than that. I'm going to go and watch the water. I'm going to lie on the ground and allow myself to be grounded. I'm going to get myself in alignment with God's time and learn patience and learn trust and learn faith and learn and learn and learn and learn and learn. Learn all the things that I've been disconnected from. I'm going to reattach myself from the inside up. That's what I'm going to connect into. So as I'm disconnecting from addictions, from places, from people, from things, from jobs, I got all these things that I need to connect to. Connect into self. Connect up to God. That's where we're going to connect. That's where all the connection is. That's where I have control. And then once I have fully healed me and allowed, cleared out, a mass clear out, get rid of the junk in the trunk, okay? A mass clear out, no longer hoarding other people's emotions, no longer hoarding shit, no longer hoarding. On the inside as the outside, so too will reflect. You'll end up having way less stuff because your inner reality is going to match your outer reality. And so I'm constantly letting go of more stuff because my inner reality is constantly letting go of more stuff. And so as we become fully embodied with love, our divine soul, fully embodied with love, we emanate into the world out a calling to step into our purpose and start emanating out love, which means giving messages that somebody wants to hear. It might be teaching swimming lessons to children and just being a lovely ball of energy and a ball of light. It might be being called to land and being a grid worker and activating and clearing land. I know a lot of empaths are out being called to clear land. It might be being called to go to a different place in the world and work with sacred medicines. Maybe it might be to go and work as a nurse in a hospital so that you can be there to comfort and offer love to people that are going into psychosis because they're actually having spiritual awakenings, but you are in the system. You're going to wake up in the system. Maybe you're going to wake up in the school system and you're going to be called to be a teacher to neurodivergent children. You can be called anywhere in a soul's mission. It's not always going to show up as directly as I am a healer. I can guarantee that you are a healer, but how you heal is by healing self and then showing up in the world as a big ball of light. So you're inspiring young children to step into creative self. Maybe you're an art teacher. Maybe you're inspiring the next generation of kids that are going to be the innovators. Our generation is collapsing, the destruction, the destroyers. We are destroying the matrix for the ones that come after us so that they can come in with new innovation and build. Pluto has just gone into the age of Aquarius, and Pluto is going to be there for 10 years. And this is all about rebirth and innovation. Innovation. You're about to see so much innovation in the next decade, it's going to blow your mind. As old folks can barely keep up with like the technology as it is, I can't even imagine what's going to be invented in the next 10 years. Seriously, medical inventions, systems that are going to make things go function properly. A lot of the inventions that are being had are supposed to free humanity from the slavery of the 9-to-5 job. Only we're still stuck in a state of fear, and when we go to the grocery store and it's auto checkout, we're like, oh, but what about the jobs for the people? That's because we still have a system set upon the need of the 9-to-5 job. So as there's more innovations that are putting people in positions where they don't need to have there aren't 9-to-5 jobs, there's going to be innovations. There will always be innovations. There's going to be innovations to free people up, and innovations economically that I'm not an economist, but there will be innovations. There will always be innovations so that we can move. This is what's happening, is we are being forced to move into the age of Aquarius, where the previous economic slavery system is going to crumble. Okay, it's not going to crumble because we're going to demand it. We're not going to like storm the banks. It's going to crumble because there's going to be new systems that replace it. There's going to be new innovations that come in that replace. So if they haven't had the new yet, don't worry. Don't worry. If worry is one of the things that's going on in the mind, then we go, oh, I got more work to do. Look at me, I'm worrying. Look at me, the fear of the unknown. And listen, I know all about the fear of the unknown. After 3 weeks' time, everything is unknown to me. Absolutely everything is unknown to me. And I'm like, okay, my practice for the next 3 weeks is to be alive. Not to worry about what's happening in 3 weeks. It's to like process through the worry that I'm experiencing now. Okay, I have worry work to do. I got some meditation. I got some grounding to do. I got to get down and do my yin yoga. I got to heal my body so that my body can hold more of my soul. Because if my body holds more of my soul, my ego has less in here, which means I'm going to have less going on up here, which means I'm going to be less cuckoo. So that's why we do the healing work. That's what I can control. So the more I focus on what I can control and let go of what I can't control, I cannot control anything outside of myself. If it's outside of yourself, you cannot control it. If it's outside of the room that you are in, you cannot control it. And so let it go and do what you can control. Use the energy that is given to you in any single day. We have limited amount of energy that's given to us. Use it to achieve something, to do a bliss practice, something that brings you joy. Get out, get into the sunshine if there is some. To love the fuck out of yourself by giving yourself some nutrition and inner child work and shadow work and healing yourself. And if you, honest to God, if you were to tell me, B, I spent the entire day in a rocking chair going, I love you. That's all I did. I'd be like, fuck yeah, that's fucking incredible. I'd get seriously way more excited about that than if you said to me, B, I've been sitting all day worrying about what's going to come. All day, do it. I challenge you. Do an entire day of I love yous. Okay, obviously feed yourself and go to the bathroom. But other than that, seriously, sit in a rocking chair or rock yourself and go, I love you all day long. Just one whole day. Just dedicate a day. It's way better than Netflix and chill. Dedicate an entire day to doing that. Or maybe it's, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Or maybe it's, I'm so proud of you. Okay? Just one whole day. See what happens. I bet you're going to become addicted and you're going to all of a sudden going to be like, hey, I want to spend another day just loving on myself. Just reprogramming my mind. Just reparenting myself. Yeah. Spend an entire day of that. That you do have control over. If you're wasting your energy online or going out and trying to protest something that's not meant to change in this moment, because that's not how it's going to change. It's going to change through reverberation when you disconnect from it. If you are fighting something If you are fighting something, you are feeding something. The more you fight it, the more you're feeding it. The more attention you give it to, the more energy you're giving to it. The more you resist it of going, no, I don't want it to be like this. I don't want it to be like this. The more that you're giving it energy and the more it will persist. What you resist persists. What you resist persists. What you resist persists. What you let go of. Oh, okay. The game's over. So don't fight against the people. Don't fight against the systems. Don't fight against the anythings. Sit down and breathe like a frog beside a tree and say to yourself, I love myself and I'm going to heal myself through this worry, through this anxiety, through this panic, through this fear, through this paranoia, through this terror, through whatever is coming up for you, because this is my job. This is what I can control. Me. That's what I can control. And then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait in this gift of time that I do not control from God, who I do not control, to give me what I need and when I need it. So I'm going to learn how to wait patiently and use my waiting to heal my body. This is the mission right now. If you need help healing the body, processing the emotions, silencing the mind, then please feel free to book a one-on-one with me and we can discuss where you're getting tripped up. Because listen, I've fallen in all the potholes. I know where they are. I can give you directions on how to get out of the potholes, but I'm only going to do that if you ask for help. I'm not knocking on your door. Ask for help if you need some help, and I am here to help you. If you want to join the Spiritual Warrior Support Group so you feel a little less lonely in your isolation, we've been given the green light that that's allowed to have connection and contact with other soul members. So union with Soul Tribe, okay? Union with Soul Tribe, come together with others so you feel less alone and say, oh my God, you're going through that too? Me too. It's a safe container. That's what I've learned to be. My inner masculine that I have absorbed in creates a safe container for the feminine in me to be able to hold space for people and listen to them. So thanks, masculine man. You're welcome. This is my masculine side. See, it's all I got my sword ready to protect. And then I got my feminine all. I don't know if you know about my tattoos, actually. One day I should really sit down and do a whole tattoo, but I'll just let you know. See, this tattoo here is a very weird tattoo. It's the skinniest sleeve you'll ever see. And this is from Chinese philosophy that we are connected to our divine counterpart via a red thread. And it doesn't matter how far we go, it doesn't matter how many decades, years we are apart, we are always tied together in our soul tie. So when I met my twin that activated, or this catalyst soul that activated my own personal awakening, it came to my realization that the greatest love of my life is me. So this red thread isn't a representation to me of what is existing outside of me. This red thread goes all the way up, wraps around my arm. I had 2 karmic debts that I needed to pay. So I've got some dirty pennies hanging down here, representing my 2 marriages. So two karmic debts. It goes all the way up, and it comes here, and it comes into my heart space. Okay? So this is the path home to self, to love, to me, to my love. So that is the explanation of that tattoo. And so this is my feminine side, which also has a feminine tattoo, which is triquetra, say that fast, which represents the transition of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So I was a maiden when I went off to Ireland. I became a mother while I was in Ireland, and now I'm a crone. And I'm kind of digging my crone era a little bit. I'm just new as a crone, but the crone is the wise woman, and I'm going to step into that archetype. So I am. So there's just two of my tattoos on that side. On this side, we have Archangel Michael's sword for protection. Yeah, because the masculine in me protects the feminine in me, okay? And I am becoming an embodied version of my divine masculine, divine feminine self all into one, because I am leveling up, soul self, soul self, soul self, soul self, soul self, and I'm almost there. It's loading, slow loading, folks. So there you go. There's just a small little ad. Now I'm going to go love myself and have myself some anti-inflammatory drink. Just turmeric, lemon, cayenne pepper, and ginger. The foods I eat are very weird. They're getting weirder by the day. So they are, because I'm still trying to deal with and heal this. So I'm trying to boost my immune system and work on healing me. That's my control. Live. That's it. Today. That's what I want you to do. Stay alive. If you do that, then you're a success. Cultivate peace within. Cultivate love within. Do all the work within. Let go of the control. No control. Peace in.